Math with Mr. Williams, Example 1. Solving a system of linear equations by elimination. Solve the system by elimination. So we have two equations. We have x plus 3y equals -2 and x minus 3y equals 16. So let's go ahead and write those down. Okay, we can see we have opposites of the three y's. So what we're going to do is we're going to add these two equations up. X plus x will give me 2x. A positive 3y and a negative 3y will give me a 0. And then -2 plus 16 will give me 14. All right, the 0, of course, is going to get removed, leaving me 2x equals 14. I'm going to divide by 2 on both sides, leaving me x equals 7. All right, I'm going to pick the first equation to substitute it back in. So let's go and write that down. So we have x plus 3y equals -2. I'm going to substitute the x with a 7. I'm going to draw my line of equality. And now I can bring together my like terms as 7 and -2. To do that, I need to move this 7 over, so I'm going to use my inverse operation here. I'm going to subtract it from both sides, leaving me 3y equals a -9. Divide by 3 on both sides. Y equals a -3 for my answer. So the solution for this system of linear equations is 7, -3. Math with Mr. Williams, Example 2. Solving a system of linear equations by elimination. Solve the system by elimination. So here we have -6x plus 5y equals 25 and -2x minus 4y equals 14. Let's go ahead and start off by writing those equations down. Okay, when we try to do elimination, we're looking to eliminate one of the variables. In this case, nothing eliminates from just looking at it. So what we're going to try to do is eliminate the x. So in this case, we have a -6, and we want to make something to add to it that's a +6 to cancel it. So the question is, what would I multiply to -2 to get to a +6? Well, the answer would be a -3. So now I'm going to multiply every single thing in that equation by -3. So let's go ahead and rewrite our equations now. Okay, our first equation did not change, but our second equation will. -3 times a -2x will give me a +6x. -3 times a -4y will get me a +12y. -3 times 14 will give me a -42. Now I can add. Okay, so the -6x and a +6x will cancel, giving me 0. We have 5y plus 12y will get me 17y. And 25 plus a -42 will arrive at a -17. 0, of course, is going to disappear. I'm going to draw my line of equality. I need to cancel out the 17 on the left, so I'm going to divide by 17 on both sides. Left with y equals a -1. All right, let's go ahead and substitute that back in the first equation. So I have -6x plus 5y equals 25. We're going to substitute that -1 in for the y. Now we're going to multiply the 5 times the -1. I get to say -5. Draw my line of equality. To cancel out that -5, I'm going to add a +5 to the left and to the right. 5's will cancel, leaving me a -6x equals 30. I'm going to divide by -6 on both sides, giving me x equals a -5. So the solution to the system of equations is a -5, -1. Math of Mr. Williams, Example 3. Solving a system of linear equations by elimination. Solve the system by elimination. Here we have 3x plus 2y equals 4 and 3x minus 2y equals -4. Let's go ahead and write those equations down. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add them up since I see I do have opposites already of a +2y and a -2y, but I also have the opposites of 4 and a -4. The goal really is to cancel one of the variables. So 3x plus 3x will give me 6x. Plus, we have 2y and a -2y will give me 0, equals 4 plus a -4 will also get me 0. So we bring this down, we have 6x equals 0. Divide by 6, we have x equals 0. Now we substitute that back in one of the other equations. We're going to start off with the first one. Substituting that 0 in for the x. 3 times 0 will give me 0. So we have 2y equals 4. Divide by 2 on both sides. Y equals 2. So the solution for this system of equations is 0, 2. Math with Mr. Williams, example 4, solving a system of linear equations by elimination. Solve the system by elimination. So we have two equations. We have negative 10x plus 3y equals 1, and a negative 5x minus 6y equals 23. Let's go ahead and write down our equations. All right, now we need to cancel something. So we're looking at our variables. We have a negative 10x and a negative 5x. Okay, and then we have a positive 3y and a negative 6y. Well, because I have a positive and a negative y, I'm going to go ahead and choose to cancel out my y's. So to make a 3 into a 6, I need to multiply that by 2. So that means I'm going to multiply 2 times everything in that equation. So the first one will change into 2 times negative 10x will give me a negative 20x, plus 2 times 3y will give me 6y, 2 times 1 will give me 2. I'm going to bring over my second equation. All right, and now I'm going to add everything. So I'll add negative 20x plus a negative 5x will give me a negative 25x. Positive 6y and a negative 6y will cancel, giving me 0 equals 2 plus 23 will be 25. So when I simplify, we have negative 25x equals 25. Draw my line of equality. I'm going to cancel out the negative 25 by dividing by negative 25 on both sides. This cancels, leaving me x equals a negative 1. Let's go ahead and substitute that back in. Choose the first equation, so we have negative 10x plus 3y equals 1. I'm going to substitute the x with a negative 1. Negative 10 times negative 1 give me a positive 10 plus 3y equals 1. Draw my line of equality here. We're going to cancel out the 10 by subtracting it from both sides, leaving me 3y equals a negative 9. Divide by 3 on both sides. Y equals a negative 3. So the solution to this system of equations is a negative 1, negative 3.